This morning on Today's Woman, nice girls. Do you have a hard time asking for what you want? Afraid to push the envelope at work and at home? Well, if so, you may be a recovering nice girl, and it turns out you're not alone.
I've always been the nice girl, the nervous girl, the girl that always makes do. For whatever reason, it just keeps getting passed down through the generations. I know I'm certainly accused of that.
Women are realizing that they need to look past these stereotypes in order to get what they want.
They're always perceived of pushing the boundary.
I think you have to be a little bit brave, and I think well, my opinion is you have to enjoy life, and that is not so difficult as you think if you just try it.
Lois Frankel and Carol Frolinger have written a new book called Nice Girls Just Don't Get It, 99 Ways to Win the Respect You Deserve, the Success You've Earned, and the Life That You Want. Good morning to you both.
Good
nice to
morning.
see you. Lois, what is a nice girl, and why is that necessarily a problem?
Yeah, a nice girl is someone who behaves according to the rules she was taught in childhood. That's why we call it nice girl, okay? But it's a problem when women over-rely on those behaviors they learned in childhood, but they don't add adult, assertive behaviors. And that's what creates the problem.
Yeah, and Carol, you've got 5 tips for nice girls looking to finally take charge of their lives, and I want to tick through them. They include know what you want, believe you deserve it, communicate directly and concisely, be prepared for pushback, because you're going to get that, and put yourself first. So if you're able to do that, to know what you want, how do you go get it without being perceived as really pushy or rude?
Well, I think that, what's really important for people to understand is that we're not suggesting that nice isn't necessary. Behavior that is nice is simply not sufficient, as Lois described it. And so it's really about being assertive for what you need, and at the same time keeping in mind the needs of other people. So it's, in my frame of reference, always a negotiation.
Yeah, and as the lady in the piece put it, with assertiveness you can bring happiness.
Exactly.
People don't always put the two together, but...
Absolutely. I mean, our experience has been, and research shows, that what's good for women is good for men and good for families and society more broadly.
Okay, we have some questions from recovering nice girls looking for help. The first one, an anonymous viewer emailed us. She writes, my mother-in-law has been living with us for the past 15 years. I can't take it anymore. I've had this discussion with my husband before. He seems to see nothing wrong with it. Advice, please. This is no longer working. It could possibly destroy our marriage. What does she do, Lois?
Well, I think in this case, it's a complex situation. She's been there for 15 years. I think she's going to need professional help, to tell you the truth. She's going to need somebody to help broker a discussion between herself and her husband, because it's all in the communication. And why hasn't this been discussed before? And it's been 15 years. So she's going to get pushback. She's going to have to expect that she's going to get pushback. She's got to prepare for it, and I think she's got to get help.
Yeah, because she's going to be challenged as, why didn't you say anything?
Yes, exactly,
yeah.
Sooner. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Carol, standing up for yourself at work can also be a challenge for many of us. Michelle in Michigan emailed us, and she writes, help me ask for a raise. My colleagues got them, I did not. I have been at this company for 7 years, have the credentials that the company wanted for us. I was the first one to get them, and yet still no raise. Your background is negotiation. How does she do it?
Well, I think the most important thing to realize is that it isn't enough to go into an employer and say, I deserve a raise. You have to really be able to substantiate the value that you bring. What is the business case from the employer's point of view? And there are lots of ways to do that, but I encourage people, and I know Lois does too, to keep a brag book. Make sure you're journaling your accomplishments, so that when it comes time to ask for a raise, you're in a different situation because you can point to specifics.
Yeah, and it's not, can I have a raise? It's, I deserve a raise because of that, right?
Exactly.
It's X, Y, and Z.
With the right tone of voice, of course.
Exactly. And sometimes we, sort of in seemingly small ways, also can pay off, can't it? It doesn't have to be a big deal.
Absolutely.
Can you give me an example of where maybe assertiveness in a small area might help you?
Oh, sure. Like, in a restaurant, let's just say that you get a meal that's not prepared the way that you want it. Being willing to say, excuse me, I had asked for this rare and it's come really well done, and I'd really appreciate another meal. Small ways really empower you, and more importantly, Meredith, they empower your daughters and the women around you. And I think we owe it to everyone to exhibit those kinds of behaviors.
And maybe you start with the small ways, you can build up to the bigger things, like the raise or whatever it is in your life.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. The book is Nice Girls Just Don't Get It. Lois Frankel, Carol Frolinger.
You have a really nice neck.
Thank you. It's just genetics.
Whoa.
Huh?
Mr. Clean Magic Eraser Kitchen Scrubber with the grease-fighting power of Dawn. Right in the eraser.
Oh, look at the bubbles.
That's the race car of erasers.
It is. It's the erase car.
Is there a pit stop in this guy's future?
This is unbelievable.
He helps remove 3 times more greasy kitchen mess per swipe.
Well, I think he
It's
wins
on the
this race.
right
Oh, man,
there.
look at him go.
If I had hands, I'd throw in
The
Yeah, these
cube.
aren't what they used to be.
Mr. Clean Magic Eraser